What's up, everybody? I'm D, and welcome to Mike with D, where we talk about anything, everything, and nothing at all. Today, we're talking about a dog attack, y'all. That's right, yes. That dog attack involved my dog, one of my dogs. Let's talk about it. So, y'all, it was basically another day. Like, if you haven't been on my TikTok, if you haven't seen my TikToks, what I've been doing for the past month now, in the month of March, is just getting active. It's a challenge me and my friends are doing. And so I thought, why not go ahead and use this for content? Because one of my biggest things I've been running into is just figuring out the content I wanted to post, which has caused me to neglect my YouTube channel pretty much as I've been doing it, because I really have. And it's mainly because I just feel like I don't have any content that would be interesting, or I don't think I'm interesting. Just all of these things run through my head, and this is the process of my thinking. Like, this is what I'm thinking in my head. But now I'm at a point where it's just like, I'm not gonna make it inconvenience. I'm just gonna include it in my life. So I'm just gonna be recording regular stuff that I do, and that's my content. I've come to that realization. And so with my TikTok, I've been using that getting active challenge to really post more on TikTok, and been able to help me stay consistent, I will admit. And so one night I am literally working out, I tried a new pre-workout my friend suggested, and so I was like, oh, let me try, and I was really feeling it. I was like, oh, okay, and it was a good workout. And so my sister, she was planning a birthday party for my nephew and niece for their birthdays together, to celebrate their birthdays together. And so they have friends that stay in the apartment complex, and my sister was like, okay, you can invite them, but the parents got to meet. My sister didn't know where they live. I've met the parent. Well, I say parent because I did not meet the mom, but I did meet the dad. Well, my niece and nephew wanted to stay the night at their apartment for like a sleepover. And so I went to go meet the parents and meet the parent and everything like that. And so I've met him before. So that night, me and the kids and my sister were walking to their apartment. And as we're walking, we make it to the third floor, because it's still on the third floor, and we're walking down a hallway. So like, it's a hallway and doors on every door. My nephews had a dog each. So Nyla was with one of my nephews and Nori was with one of my nephews. And so they were walking them. And so I knew they had a dog. So I told my nephews to pick up the dogs and go down to the end of the hallway and hide behind the wall, because they won't be able to be seen. And so they did. And they were way ahead of us, and my niece ran ahead of us and went to go knock on their door. We made it to their door by the time they opened it, and somebody peeked their head out, and their dog dashed out, like ran out. And so my nephew, he's curious, he hears. So he steps over from behind the corner, holding my dog like this, and he's just like, what's going on? And boom, the dog sees my dog. The dog sees my nephew. So the dog runs to my nephew that's holding my dog and jumps on my nephew. My nephew ended up getting a little nibble. And so because of that, because he was still trying to hold her, but because of that, he dropped my dog. And when he dropped my dog, that dog attacked Nyla. And Nyla was getting attacked. She was fighting. So me, instinctively, I run over and I'm fighting this dog. And like, I'm fighting this dog to the point where my little tripod at. Hold on, y'all, because I had L's right here. I was fighting the dog so bad because because I was recording my getting active challenge and recording that for that day, I had this tripod and I had my little light that I'm currently using, but it's like a little ring light you attach to your phone. I had my microphone piece plugged into my phone, and then I had my microphone on. So I see the dog and I instinctively just run over, and I'm taking this and I'm hitting the dog, because it's a short, stout pit bull. So pit bulls, they're gonna, once they get a grip, it's over. And so my dog, she did get free a little bit, but because I threw my weight on the dog, I guess Nyla thought I was getting attacked, because sis ran right back in. And so because of that, she ended up getting her neck gripped by the dog. It's like the dog had a grip on her neck, like just a good old grip. And so the dog was trying to shake, but I was holding the dog and throwing my weight and punching the dog. Now, y'all, I had nails on. Literally, I had just broke one nail in the gym, and I was literally like, oh man. And I was planning on getting my nails done again. I'm like, dang, I get this nail replaced. And then that ended up happening later on. So I ended up losing like 2-3 nails fighting this dog, because I'm punching, I'm swinging with this. My light done flew off. I don't know where none of my stuff, I'm not paying attention to that. I'm just using this as a weapon. And so because of that, like, it has some nooks and crannies. As you can see, it doesn't close anymore. This was a gift, by the way. It was a Secret Santa that me and my friends did, and this was a gift. And so I love this tripod. If you know me, then you know I love this tripod. And so it came with a piece. I still have the piece. I use the piece. This is the piece right here. I love it. Like, literally love it. So, well, yeah, it goes right there. And so what happened was, yeah, I use it as a weapon. So as you can see, it doesn't close all the way. It still holds my phone, but it leans a little bit, so it's not as sturdy. And then there's a couple of nooks on the, if it focus, just some nooks on it. Not too bad. So I can still use it, but definitely not as it was used before, because this part's not as sturdy. And so I use this as a weapon, and I'm swinging. I get the dog to find the mom. She was the one that was at the door. She ended up running inside, I guess, to get the dad, but she was also scared. And the dad comes out. He grabs their dog and take him in the house. I'm boohoo crying, having a panic attack because my dog was just attacked. She got blood, like a big old hole in her neck, and I'm just boohoo crying. Nyla is literally, I'm holding on to Nyla because she don't want me to let her go, because I picked her up because she did run into the corner once we got the dog off her neck. And so when I picked her up, mind you, there was blood everywhere. And so I didn't know if it was my blood, her blood. I just know it was blood. My finger, I did get a little nook on my finger. It's healing now, but it was hurting that night, like hurt. And so we ended up going to the vet. We went to the 24-hour emergency, and they take Nyla. And then constantly these people just kept telling me, like, I understand transparency, but goodness gracious, like when I tell you, these people just made sure, like, listen, you got the money for this, because if not, we can't help you. It was giving that, because they constantly kept saying, like, oh, this is this much. Okay, your total right now is $500. Okay, just tell me once. I understand. Go get my dog straight. They just kept, the total's $500. The doctor come in, the total's $500. Just want to make sure you're okay with that. Like, why are y'all keep saying this? Like, why do y'all keep saying this? Why? And so it was definitely given, like, they were just trying to make sure they get their money before they help my dog. Like, they wanted to make sure, like, they had to have mentioned the total price at least 7 or 8 times within just that sitting in the room. Now, mind you, we sat in that room for a good 45 minutes without Nyla. Nyla was in somewhere with them, but we sat in the room for 45 minutes. They come in, it's like, oh, okay, we got the staples in and all of that. So we end up going out. Nyla's chill. She a little high, so she's sleepy, but she trying to stay awake. And so we're sitting there. We finally pay for it and whatnot. And they give her. We're waiting on her medication now. So while I'm waiting on her medication, y'all, I'm already traumatized with this dog fight. So I'm just in my feelings. I'm just still crying a little bit. Like, it's still hitting me. Like, oh my gosh, my baby was attacked, but she's good. Like, she's okay right now. Like, it looks like she's just okay. She's traumatized a little bit, but she's okay. And then this man, he zooms in. And, like, you can tell he zoomed in because his car was in, like, the parking spot, but it wasn't fully in the parking spot. You know how when somebody swing in, like, in the rush, he didn't turn his lights off or nothing, because his dog, unfortunately, got hit by a car. I guess it was chasing a squirrel, and it was a pit bull. Cute pit bull. Now, I want to also make a disclaimer that I am in no way going to blame the dog for what happened to Nyla. I blame the owner 110%. I don't think all pit bulls are bad. I don't think pit bulls are bad. I think people are bad. And hence, pit bulls been bad. I think the owners play a huge part. That's just what I believe, and I wholeheartedly think that it's the owner's fault, not the dog's. I don't blame the dog. I'm not upset with the dog. It is what it is. And so, anyways, that dog, the pit bull, because my heart is just so hurt for him, because now that I have my dog in my arms and she's just chilling, she's a little high. She wrapped up in a little thing, a pee pad. They got a new pee pad that they use to hold her. So she's in that because she's a little cold. We ain't got no blanket or nothing. And so I'm holding her, and I see him holding his dog, and you can tell, like, the dog's arm is broke. He's covered in blood. And I'm just literally, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I start boohoo crying again. I just start boohoo crying again, because I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like, Nyla was just attacked, but look at this poor baby. He may not make it through the night. Like, that broke my heart, y'all. That broke my heart. I'm just like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I had to pray for the dog. I'm gonna pray for him, and I'm gonna pray for his dog. And I really hope they were okay. I don't know, because I didn't ask to be insane. But we ended up going home. Nyla high. So she go to sleep. She comfortable enough to go to sleep. And she does have 2 staples in her neck. And so this is good now. Like, she's good. She's back to running around and stuff, but she can't play. Unfortunately, they don't want her playing. The vet says she can't play. And so she's heard about that. She's definitely, I think that's the most painful thing for her, is that she can't play with her toys. She loves to play fetch, and she can't play fetch right now. And so I think that's the worst part of it all. I think Nyla's just super, super hurt about not being able to play fetch. But really, with the attack, it's crazy, because, like, in Texas, you know, I've been doing some research, and it seems like you can't sue the owner with a dog on dog attack because they view dogs as property, if I'm not mistaken. This is just some of the research I've been doing, and I'm just like, oh, that sucks, because they had some a previous case, I can't remember the name, but pretty much the dog was euthanized by accident, and so the owner was trying to sue the company and didn't win. And so it's crazy because people go to jail for hurting animals. Dogs get put down for biting people, which I understand. But it just sucks to know, like, okay, but my dog is viewed as property. So my dog can literally be attacked by another dog, but there's not much I can do. So me and the owner can come to an agreement to have a vet bill paid or whatever. But that's not here nor there. I'm just happy she's okay. So I did get a new microphone, and I already had another tripod. So if I didn't want to use this one, like if I get tired of my phone leaning or whatever the case may be, I just use my other tripod. So it's not too bad. I do have like some replacements to continue recording, but that night was traumatizing. I didn't post for that day on my TikTok or nothing. I was just traumatized and hurt. But Nyla is okay. She is on it. She gets the staples removed in I think a few days. I thought one was popping out, but unfortunately for us, the vet was like, she's okay. It's that's the way it heals, and yada yada yada. So she's okay. She's okay. But y'all, that was very traumatizing. I had to think about my dog, and so I do feel bad about beating the dog, but at the same time I had to protect mine, and so that's what it came to. That's what it came down to. But it was there definitely a scary, traumatizing event. But we're gonna move past it. We're gonna keep it pushing, keep it moving, and we'll go from there. But yeah, that's about it, y'all. I think it was traumatizing for them too, in their own way. I personally told them I didn't want their dog to be put down. That breaks my heart, because my dog's okay. It would be different if my dog wasn't okay, but I think she's okay. She's good now. She really is. In that moment, I was having a panic attack. I wasn't thinking straight. Of course, I'm thinking like, oh, I'm finna sue them. I'm finna do all this. In that moment, because I was just hurt. But now with a level head and thinking about everything, I blame the owners in a sense of, being able to train your dog and have your dog socialize and things like that. Again, sick condition. I don't know what they do with their dog or anything like that. But also, I want to make sure that my dogs are well taken care of and prepared and trained. And I know Nori isn't as trained as Nyla. So that's one thing. But at the end of the day, she's okay. Their dog is okay from what I've heard. So yes, it was a traumatizing event, but both dogs walked away, thank goodness, alive and okay. And so that's the biggest thing, is that both dogs are okay. And the little nibble I got from the dog, I'm okay. It was just a little nibble I got on my hand, because again, I'm fighting it out now. It's healing now, but that night it was throbbing. Like, that just was hurting. But again, I'm filled with adrenaline. I didn't feel it as much. It wasn't until after everything settled down, we're back home, and after going to the vet, that I started to feel it in my finger. And I'm like, ooh, this hurt. But yeah, everyone's okay. And it could have been so much worse. It could have been so much worse, because that dog could have killed my dog if it wanted to. So it's okay. We're okay. I got replacing this tripod and stuff like that. This tripod is still okay. It's not too bad. I mean, besides this not closing all the way, which is not too bad, it still gets the job done when I need the job to get done. So yeah, that's about it. And that's the story time on how my dog was attacked by another dog. So yeah, I will see y'all next time.